Hello, my fine feathered friends. This is Songbird, and I'm going to show you how I like to set up the inside of my Bob Box Ascended starter base. Now, usually I actually decorate it while I'm building it. I'm also setting it up inside, especially when playing in survival. You usually can't wait until it's all the way done before you start to move in. Let me show you how I do that, and let's also talk through the new features that help with decorating in Ark Survival Ascended. So you'll see, looking down at the UI down at above my hotbar, there is a new area there. It says large storage box, 1 out of 2. And that's because there are 2 different variants that it can toggle between if I hit R. The same item that I craft can either be a large storage box or it can be a bookcase. And then if I want to rotate that to place it at a different angle, I can just hit E. Of course, the buttons will be different on console. Go ahead and let us know if you are a console player, which buttons are set up for you to use. And I can rotate it like this, and you will notice it's not clipping through the wall like it used to. It's just butting up right against the wall, and that is because I am in full alignment mode, where it is aligning with the wall, which makes it much easier to place these straight. If I wanted it to be in a different sort of alignment, though, I can press and hold E, and now I'm in partial alignment mode, where it won't go through the wall. It will align, but I can put it at an angle if I want to. Or I can hold E again and go into free placing mode, where I can put it basically anywhere, including meshing through the wall or other objects, if clipping is enabled, of course. So it's just really nice that they have all these different options available to us. Go back into full alignment mode, and you'll notice they snap to each other. Makes it so much easier to have nice, beautiful storage. There we go. And then I'm going to take these guys and I'm going to switch to the bookshelf. I'm going to put 2 bookshelves over there. And then over here in front of this little window is where I'm going to place my smithy. You'll notice it is snapping to the center of these foundations. And there are 4 different snap points available to me in my immediate vicinity. But if I press and hold Q, that will disable the snapping. And now you'll see I have the options of these different alignment modes, and I can also rotate it. So I'll hit E to rotate it the way I want it, and then line it up here. I usually like to center the table part right in front of a window like that. Nice. And then over here, I'm going to put a table, and it remembers what setting you used last. So you see the snapping is still disabled and full alignment mode is enabled, because that's what I was just using a minute ago. But if I wanted it to snap, I could hold Q, and these will also snap to the center of foundations. Or you can mesh them through things if you choose the free placing mode, or you can place it slightly askew in partial alignment, or there with free placing, I can clip them through things like so. But you'll notice even with it clipped through, you can still access the inventory on the bookshelf. They used to be a lot more finicky about that in ASE. It's nice to see that we have some more options now. And then for this table, I'm gonna disable snapping, and go full alignment mode. There we go. And I'm going to line this up with that spot there. And then this is where I'm going to put my mortar and pestles. And in full alignment mode, you can line these up perfectly with each other, and they won't clip through each other at all. But I like to make these look a little bit more natural, a little bit more askew, because, you know, nothing in real life is ever totally perfect. And I think it makes it look more like a person's actually been using them if I put them at various different angles, like so. We got 3 mortar and pestles, and we can put a chair as well. And for the chair, it is so nice being able to change the angle, because for so long I had to stand on top of the table in order to get the chair where I wanted it. And I have it in free placing mode because I'm probably not ever actually going to sit in this chair. It's just a decoration. And I like to put it at a slight angle as if a person just pushed back and stood up from it at the table, like so. And then for some storage over here, let me show you my little secret. Let's grab the small boxes here, and we're going to want to put these in full alignment mode. First one there. And then we are going to want to enable snapping with those because I want these to line up perfectly. So there we go. And I'm actually going to put one there as well, like so. And then we're going to put the stairs back on top of it. I like to make use of all the space, including the space underneath the stairs. You might be wondering, but how do you access the boxes that are in the back corner there? Well, if you watch the tutorial for how to build this Bob Box Ascended, you may remember that I put a secret door here. You can open that to access your secret storage. There we go. And then over here, you know what, I think I wanted one less of these actually. Over here, I'm gonna put in a preserving bin there and disable snapping and put one over here as well. And then we can put our cooking pot. And for this, I'm gonna want probably free placing mode because I kind of like to flip them into each other a little bit. And if flipping is not enabled on your server, then you may not be able to do it quite like this. You may be able to just fit one cook pot in this space, but that's okay too. There we go. And I also like to add another level of storage, another space to put things by using these lovely quarter ceilings here that Orion Sun and GG Fizz have so nicely given us. So, and then put some over here as well. And these can be a great place to either put some early game egg layers like your dodos and dimorphs and ichthyornis. Just throw them up on there, and that way they're out of the way. They're not cluttering up the floor, but you're more likely to see the eggs and pick them up when they drop. Or you can put more storage bins up there. That is also another option. I also like to make an easy way to access it using the cute little rope ladder. And then even if I've got more storage up here, it's still pretty easy to access. Go into full alignment mode again. There we go. See, there's still enough space in front of it for your character to walk. And then, oh, and also for lighting, for early game lighting, before you get electricity, you're going to want to have a few centrally placed torches because it does get very dark in here at night. So I like putting them at the bottom corner of staircases like this because that's a pretty central point in the room. And so it's less likely to be in the way, but it will light up the room quite nicely. Then over here, we're going to put a small box in front of the window. And then we're gonna use on either side, and it's just the right width for them to be like so. Of course, later game, you may want to replace some of these with vaults. So you could put a vault here instead, like that, like so. And I also like to put my beds over here. If you want to save space, you can even mesh them through each other like this. One way to really make them be centered nicely. Snap that one to it, and then we're going to disable snapping. Put another one in between. You could, of course, move that farther over if it bugs you that it looks like it's kind of in the way, but of course it doesn't actually have any collision, so it won't really be in the way. Another thing you can do, of course, is put the beds up on a shelf. You can also use a shelf up here to add some more storage. And I've learned that you want to pay attention to what your crosshair is pointed over, because the piece you're placing will default to aligning with the piece you have your crosshairs over. So when I have my crosshairs over the shelf next to it, then it matches the shelf next to it. When I have the crosshairs over the wall, then it lines up with the wall instead, like so. Put some more storage up here. Actually, let's put some more vaults up there. vaults are kind of huge and take up a lot of space. And early game, you might need the storage, but once you've got vaults, you might not need quite as much. And so this can be a great place to put your chem bench. This can also be a great place to put your generator. Right there. Although I usually put it one level up, but this can also be a great spot. And then under the stairs over here, I always like to make use of the space under the stairs. You can either use it for more storage boxes, or what I like to do, if I've got lots of dodos and ichthyes and dimorphs in here for early game kibble farm, then I like to put my oviraptor that is on wander and buffing the egg layers. I like to put it under the stairs and live under the stairs like Harry Potter. So it's a nice little pen for your oviraptor or your dung beetle, or both. And then up here, since these guys are not quite as efficient as the later game, I usually put a few of them and mesh them together. You can also, of course, store some extra stuff back there if you want to put an extra secret door or with a ladder or something to reach it from the outside. There, and then you can drop your metal down from there and just stand right here and put it in your forges. And for carrying other heavy resources, this can be a great spot for another vault right there. And then put your fabricator in place. Make sure it's not slipping through. Nope. And then you can take your metal out of your forges and put it in your fabricator. You can drop down stone and wood as well and put it in your vault, or drop it down to your smithy down below. Sometimes I put the generator in this spot. Sometimes I put a vault. Just all comes down to kind of what you need at the time. In fact, let's see if we can move this over and put a second vault there. Yeah, that works nicely. Let's put another railing here as well. There, plenty of storage for the growing survivor. And let's go ahead and put our generator over here. Check this out. Generators are wireless now. So the gas generator will power everything in the area without needing to be attached to cables. And for water, you also don't have to place pipe. If you look up when you're holding the intake, there's this gigantic dome-looking thing above you. It shows you the area that this intake will affect. If you aren't close enough to water to place down an intake like that, then you can also put down a water tank, and it does the same thing. Don't really need both, but why the heck not? All right, and then you can just place a tap wherever you want it, and your industrial cooker will also be irrigated, and your crop plots will also be irrigated automatically. Nice. And let's put some canvas art around as well. And I'll show you how the painting works. But that'll have to wait until next time. Coming up soon, I'm going to have a tutorial for painting in canvases in ASA. And also coming up soon will be a tutorial on making a built-in outdoor fireplace. So keep an eye open for those, everybody, and have fun. Happy adventuring. Have a good one. Bye-bye for now.